Thank you very much, Catherine. I just want to thank everybody for their contributions and for those that are supporting the motion. I also again acknowledge that there has been work done in this sector, and as I said, I did say that last year at budget time as well. I also do welcome aspects of the speech in relation to AIM. If that is going to be extended, that would be really welcome and fantastic. And again, the administration that we regularly talk about, the burden of that, and it's not that anyone has an issue with it, but they just need the support to actually be able to, maybe hire somebody to deal with the admin. So I'm in here since 2016, and in some way, shape or form, apart from being the education spokesperson for a very short time, I've always been in this portfolio, either as a junior spokesperson or now in the last number of years as the main spokesperson. So I've done a huge amount of work in this sector. When I was on the committee in the last all term, I was the rapporteur. Minister Abbott was on that committee as well. I was the rapporteur for a report specifically in relation to the workers in the early years sector, and we got unanimous support at that time in the Dáil for a motion that we brought forward in relation to the workers. Actually, something popped up on my Facebook today from 2017 from our budget launch, where I was delighted that an ask that I had had in for the workers was acknowledged in our own budget. So this isn't something that we've just kind of come to the table. This is something for me that I've been working on for years. And last year, in answer to the specific question about our policy, we launched our very comprehensive policy in July of 2022. It still remains our policy to date, and I don't have a difficulty answering very directly those questions, because I do want to see not only fees freezing but being reduced, and of course we want to see the workers in the sector being recognised and specific ring fenced. I'd love to see a wage scale coming into that sector, and it's something that we've allowed for in our budget over the last number of years. And the issue isn't core funding, the issue is how it's administered for certain providers, for those small providers that very clearly were saying last week, one size doesn't fit all. Yes, there's people that are doing fine, yes, there's people that are doing better, but there is services there that are really, really struggling, and they might fall outside of the box. They're the sessional services, a lot of them are in the rural areas, and we do need to look at that. So they're the changes that we want to see being made. And I always consistently say, so much so that I'm sure my own colleagues are sick of it at this stage, that we have to look at the three things together. We have to look at those that are providing the service, that are struggling, that want to stay in the sector, that want to open additional rooms. We have to look at those who work in the sector. And as I said earlier, we have people coming in from abroad now trying to recruit our early years educators. We need to hang on to them. We need to ensure they're valued. And then we have to look at the fees, because it is often an obstacle for people returning to work, returning to education, or staying or progressing in your job. Many of us will understand that constant juggle of trying to organise kids around work, and when you have access to quality, affordable childcare, it's a total game changer. One thing I do want to say as well is that I'm really glad to see how the debate has changed from when we first started speaking about this in 2016, in that people really identify with those three sections. They do understand, because for a long time people only associated with an issue of fees and parents. And of course it is an issue, and I'm guilty of that at times as well. You just think of how am I going to get to work? But actually the benefits for children with the ECCE in terms of school readiness, but even in the 0 to 3 and that very important part of kids that's just play. So there's so many benefits to children as well. I know some people made reference to that, but it is important that we remember that, and I'm glad to see that people really have started to understand the sector a bit better, and understand that those three things are really important: the providers, the workers, and the fees in relation to parents. So at this point I know that we're not getting the support of government, but I'm glad that we've been able to have this debate. Our own budget is being launched this week. We will have our proposals contained in that, but we, as I said, have our full policy that we launched in July 2022, and that's very much what we want to see, those three sectors being looked after, because I think we have an opportunity now to ensure that this is a really, really good sector. I don't want to see a situation where we can't get staff because they've all gone away. or that that we're forcing so many women out of the workforce, when we're in here on another day talking about how we need to promote women and ensure that they can get back to work and ensure that they can, for example, enter politics. So, it's really important that those three sectors are looked at, and I'll leave it at that, Cathaoirleach. Thank you.